Stop scrolling. Stop listening to the voices around you for a second and really pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you is something almost nobody will ever admit. But it could change your life completely. Most people live their lives as puppets to other people's words. They get angry at disrespect, they argue over insults, they let someone else's small-mindedness control their emotions, and they wonder why they feel exhausted, frustrated, and stuck. They think reacting proves strength, but the truth is the exact opposite. Real power, real influence, real success is hidden in silence. Yes, silence. The people who never respond to provocation, the ones who don't justify themselves or explain their worth, the ones who stay calm when others lash out, they are the ones quietly ruling their world. And here's the part almost no one understands. Every time you stay quiet after someone disrespects you, something incredible happens. You conserve your energy, your focus sharpens, and your peace becomes untouchable. You begin to see who people really are, because their words start revealing their weakness, their jealousy, and their fear, while you remain untouchable, grounded, and unshakable. Every insult they throw becomes fuel for your growth, every attempt to provoke you becomes motivation to rise higher, and every disrespect you endure becomes a stepping stone toward a life they could never reach. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to take the energy other people try to steal from you, how to turn every disrespect into unstoppable power, and how to command respect without saying a single word. By the time you're done watching, you'll never look at insults, criticism, or disrespect the same way again, and people will start noticing a strength in you they can't touch. Stay with me because your life is about to change forever. Most people misunderstand silence. They think that when you don't respond to disrespect, when you don't yell, when you don't defend yourself, it means you're weak. They believe that if you don't strike back verbally or emotionally, you're surrendering, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, silence is one of the most powerful tools a human being can possess. It is strength wrapped in calm, composure that cannot be shaken, an authority that does not need to announce itself. Think about it. Every day people try to provoke you with their words, their actions, their insults. They want a reaction. They want to see you lose control, because when you react, you hand over your power. The moment you engage in an argument, the moment you justify yourself, the moment you try to defend your ego against someone else's disrespect, you are no longer in command of your life. You are responding to their narrative, not creating your own. You are reacting to their chaos, not maintaining your peace. That is why silence is not weakness, it is control. Silence is mastery over yourself. It is the recognition that your worth does not depend on someone else's approval or understanding. When someone disrespects you, the first instinct is to fight back, to correct them, to make them see how wrong they are. But the truth is, their disrespect says nothing about you. It says everything about them, their insecurity, their jealousy, their inability to understand or respect another person's boundaries. And if you respond, you validate their power over you, even if just for a moment. Silence, on the other hand, denies them that victory. Silence is the refusal to participate in a game that was never yours to play. Consider the psychological dimension of this. People who constantly argue, justify themselves, or prove their worth are often slaves to external validation. They believe that respect must be earned in the moment, that it must be demanded with words and force. But real strength, real respect is silent. It is invisible. It does not need applause. It does not need recognition. It is built in the quiet, in the calm, in the unshakable confidence that you are complete, that your identity is not up for negotiation, that your peace is not for sale. When you remain silent in the face of disrespect, you demonstrate a level of control that most people will never understand, and that control commands respect without a single word being spoken. Philosophically, silence is also a statement. Every time you hold your tongue in the face of disrespect, you are declaring that you will not be moved by trivial provocations. You are choosing to rise above pettiness. You are sending a message without speaking it that your mind, your emotions, your energy, and your life are far too valuable to waste on someone who refuses to understand your worth. Silence transforms you from a participant in the conflict to the observer of it. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are creating the space in which the world reacts to you. And that is a subtle but absolute power. It is important to recognize, however, that silence does not mean passivity. It does not mean hiding, ignoring, or tolerating abuse. It is a deliberate, conscious decision to maintain your composure and preserve your energy. It is the act of choosing your battles wisely, understanding that not every insult or disrespect deserves your attention. Your energy is finite, your time is valuable, and your peace is irreplaceable. Responding to every slight is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. You are giving away what cannot be replaced. Silence, instead, protects your resources. It shields your mind from chaos, it protects your confidence from erosion, and it allows you to act from strength rather than reaction. The people who understand this, who live by this principle, carry an invisible authority. You can sense it in them. They do not need to prove themselves, because their presence is enough. Their silence speaks volumes, and the irony is that those who try to provoke them eventually exhaust themselves. They realize that no matter how hard they push, they cannot control the person who refuses to be controlled. Silence becomes both armor and weapon. It preserves dignity, projects strength, and communicates power in a way that words often fail to do. Think about the greatest leaders, the most disciplined individuals, the people history remembers not for how loudly they shouted, but for how firmly they held their ground. They knew the value of silence. They knew that strength is measured not in reactions but in restraint, not in the volume of your voice but in the steadiness of your presence. This is why silence after disrespect is not surrender, it is supremacy. It is self-mastery. It is a choice to rise above the petty, to focus on what truly matters, and to refuse to hand over your power to anyone else. So the next time someone disrespects you, remember this: the quiet you maintain is louder than any argument. Your refusal to react is stronger than any punch. Your calm in the face of chaos is more commanding than any insult. And your silence is the ultimate declaration that your life, your peace, and your worth are not negotiable. Hold that thought, let it settle inside you. Silence is not absence. Silence is presence. Silence is power. And when you choose silence over reaction, you are not just protecting yourself. You are asserting your dominance over the small, noisy world that wants to steal your energy, your peace, and your dignity. Remember this: the strongest move you can make after being disrespected is not to speak. It is to remain absolutely, unshakably quiet. That silence is your fortress, your weapon, and your victory. Most people never realize it, but your energy, your mental, emotional, and physical energy, is the most valuable resource you have in this life. It is finite, it is precious, and it is constantly under attack. Every insult, every slight, every disrespect, and every attempt to provoke you is designed to steal it. And the problem is that most people don't guard it. They hand it away freely, responding to every negative comment, reacting to every offense, and letting the chaos of others dictate the state of their mind. That is why energy is the real currency of life, and why staying quiet after disrespect is not just an act of dignity. It is an act of self-preservation. Think about it. When someone insults you, your body reacts before your mind does. Your heart beats faster, your blood pressure rises. Your mind starts racing, replaying the words, forming responses, imagining comebacks. In that moment, your energy is being drained. And if you respond, yelling, arguing, defending, or even trying to prove yourself right, you give them even more of it. You are feeding the very negativity that was aimed at you. You are allowing someone else's weakness, insecurity, or pettiness to consume a part of your life. That is a transaction that never benefits you. Silence, in contrast, stops that transaction entirely. It preserves your energy, protects your focus, and keeps your life in your control. Energy is the invisible force that drives everything you do. It fuels your ambition, your creativity, your relationships, and your growth. Every decision, every action, and every thought comes from this energy. And when you let others drain it with insults, gossip, or disrespect, you sabotage your own potential. You cannot build, create, or lead if you are constantly giving pieces of yourself away to people who do not deserve it. Guard your energy fiercely. Treat it as the rare and priceless commodity that it is. Once it's gone, you cannot reclaim it. And every time you stay silent instead of reacting, you are actively defending it, strengthening it, and allowing it to grow. This is why the strongest, most respected people in the world are selective with their reactions. They understand that not every battle is theirs to fight. Not every insult needs to be answered. Not every disrespect deserves a response. They conserve their energy for the things that matter: their vision, their goals, their growth, and their peace. They know that reacting impulsively to every slight is like throwing fuel onto a fire you did not start. Silence is the shield that protects them, the strategy that empowers them, and the discipline that separates them from the ordinary. Psychologically, energy is tied directly to your emotional state. When you react to disrespect, anger, frustration, or irritation floods your mind and body. Your rational thinking diminishes, your judgment clouds, and your focus shifts from creation to reaction. You enter a state of chaos. In contrast, by remaining silent, you maintain control over your emotions. You decide where your energy goes. You choose calm over chaos. You choose action over reaction. And that choice is what gives you true power, because nothing external can touch you unless you allow it to. Philosophically, energy is life itself. Every second you spend responding to disrespect is a second of your life given away to someone else's negativity. It is time and power you cannot recover. Consider the idea that time, focus, and energy are the ultimate measures of a person's potential. People who waste their energy on petty conflicts diminish their capacity to achieve greatness. People who protect it amplify their influence, their creativity, and their ability to shape their reality. Staying quiet in the face of disrespect is not passive. It is the act of consciously directing your energy toward what truly matters, toward building a life of purpose, toward becoming the person you were meant to be. Energy also affects perception. People are drawn to those who carry calm, steady energy, who do not let insult